Hello Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading with me. This will be for the 30th to the 6th of July. I am going to dive into it. I've been saying to everybody today, I never like repeat myself. I always feel like it's not very authentic, but because I do 12 readings, I have to say it to everyone 12 times. I am going to be, by the time you're watching this, I'm going to be on a self-retreat, my lovely angels. So I'm recording this a few days in advance than what I usually would. So I'm going to be a bit quick today because I actually have a lot of packing to do and all 12 signs to read for, but the messages will still be the same, so don't worry about that. But if I am speaking too fast for you, I just want to let you know that YouTube has a little feature somewhere down here where you can change the settings of the video to slow me down. But aside from that, let's dive into your messages for this week because it is quite a juicy week, not gonna lie. So let's see, let's take a deep breath together. Okay, so I just got an imagery of like Rudolph and Christmas, and then I was like smiling because I'm like, oh well, it's Capricorn, like your birthdays are usually around that time. So I don't know what the significance is around that or around reindeers. I might look into that a little bit later for you. If someone wants to put it in the comments, then please do. But I was just seeing like Rudolph or the reindeers like flying across the sky. What does that mean? Anyway, let's dive into your reading, my angels. Let's see what's going on for you, Capricorn. Okay, immediately you have soulmates and higher power. And it's giving me that, I think it's a Whitney Houston song, or it's just like higher love. So if someone wants to put that in the comments, the lyrics for that, that's a very beautiful song. So soulmates and higher power. So you guys are opening up your intuition. Number one, as you can see, you're unlocking a side of yourself that's helping you to connect to spirit, to connect to God, source, whatever you want to call it, and also to yourself too, right? It's really about being able to see more than what meets the eye, being able to see more than just things how they are, right? If you see synchronicities, you're like, oh my goodness, like it's connecting you a bit more. So if you see synchronicities this week, don't be surprised. It's the universe's way of showing you that something is coming in. So for some of you, that will be soulmate. That can be love. That can also be friendship or anyone that you're wanting to collaborate with in whatever way, but it's kind people for sure. Okay, but definitely for some it's soulmates. Now if you are already in a relationship, because I have to mention it because some of you are in different timelines, there is something that you're unlocking in a connection, which I think is very beautiful because there's actually a lock here in the heart too. Interesting. So your heart is being unlocked, which means a deepening of a connection for some, and your intuition's being unlocked too. Interesting. I feel alignment is happening. All right, let's see what else is going on for you for Capricorn this week. Action. I love this. No, I don't love that. We have envy here. Now that could be you. I'm just going to be mindful of that. Don't dwell on what other people have. And the fact you don't have it, you can have it, right? When we have things like envy, we almost see ourselves outside of that dream or goal. When we see other people have it, we feel like, how come they have it and I don't? That's the vibe. So instead of seeing it like that, see it like, oh, they have it. It means that I can have it too, right? If they can have it, why can't I? And that is a mindset that took me very far in life. I was like, well, of course I can. If this person can have it, then I can have it too. So there we go. Your belief is very important. Now, of course, this could be that people are envious around you, especially if you're in a loving connection, especially if you are connecting to spirit a bit more. Usually that does, people do linger in the shadows of the light at times. So there we go. You have action coming through, which does look very good for partnerships and collaboration because we got two horses here, yin and yang, going on there in terms of relationships. You are meeting someone who, should I say, completes you in a way, complements you in a way. That makes a bit more sense. Okay, so you both are here to teach each other a little bit about the differences that you guys have for sure. But action, again, just this week is about action. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Now, let's put a little bit of rose quartz on that envy. We'll send those people love, because they don't have it for themselves quite clearly. Okay, as I said, envy is kind of like a lack of belief that you can have something. So it's like, why do they get it and I don't? Okay, anyway, let's see what's going on for you. Let's see how you guys are showing up Oh, okay, got a couple of cards here. Five of Wands, a little bit of conflict going on there. And Six of Wands. Okay, so that means that you're coming out of a conflict successfully. If you have been going through some battles in terms of people around you, again, you are gaining, I'm feeling you're winning them over. I'm hearing that. You're winning them over. So if anyone had any like conflicting, I don't know, if you pitch an idea in work and people didn't really agree with it at first, like I think you're having this charm this week to win people over. Others of you definitely could be gaining attention. Of course, I'm speaking to so many different people. So if you're single, expect people to be fighting over you, or because you're on this high horse here during this time. You're coming out of a battle successfully, regardless of how that resonates. Of course, I will clarify, but let's see the energy of the week first. The Eight of Swords, so feeling a bit stuck. Again, it could definitely be mental conflict that you guys are coming out of. You could definitely, again, be meeting someone who's going to help you push you out there. I think there's something within you that other people, that you don't see about yourself, but everyone sees about you. I'm seeing this like white horse thing. I feel like this black horse is coming into your life. That's kind of saying they're very different from you. So I think that they can actually see you for who you really are. And someone's pushing you out there. Someone's giving you a pep talk. Interesting. Anyway, the Eight of Swords, feeling a bit stuck, feeling a little bit trapped, feeling a little bit unsure of how you're going to get out of a situation or to move forward. Bear with. It's mainly fear, okay? Let's see. What is the energy of Capricorn in the near future? The Moon. So it's a lot of like emotional stuff I think that you need to heal from. Four Swords is here for sure. You need to address this because I always say, I mean, the Moon does say, you know, not everything is clear, right? It usually can represent hidden things or hidden information, but I always see it as a card that just represents like a lot of like emotional heaviness. And that's where things get a bit unclear. Like when we are not emotionally clear or balanced, feelings like hurt or pain or subconscious stuff can be so overwhelming that we can't see past them, right? That we just feel like, oh my God, like nothing's going to be okay. You know, we kind of catastrophize things. I never say that word right, but everything becomes like all or nothing, right? So the Moon I see is that. So we do have a lot of like conflict, right? Five of Wands, Eight of Swords, and the Moon. This feels very internal. So let's see. Why is the Five of Wands in the energy of Capricorn? King of Wands. Interesting. A lot of this is you being in authority. So I want to say you're more in control than you realize. Of course, this can be a boss, but because this is in your energy, I feel like you need to call order to these conflicting thoughts or beliefs, or again, people, and winning them over, calming people down. What is that about? What's the Six of Wands about here in Capricorn's energy? The world, right? Jumping on top of action like that. It's time to take action. Remember, that's where the horses are. Horses kind of gallop free. So again, it is about movement and action. The wild card is all about new cycles, ending of old cycles and beginning of new ones. So coming out of a competitive cycle, claiming victory for some in terms of work for sure. If you're like entering, let's say, because it can be competition. So if there is any competition, you definitely will be winning, holding yourself to a higher standard though with the King of Wands. What else is this Five of Wands representing? Like, what is this conflict? Five of Pentacles. I think it's about jobs, to be honest. But yeah, Five of Pentacles can sometimes be a lack of self-worth. So again, showing up as a position of authority is really going to help you have a bit more success or feel a bit more worthy of it, at least. Because you are already worthy. But if you don't think you're worthy, you're not going to ask for help or even go after opportunities. Because like, why? What's the point? I wouldn't get it anyways. So many people probably enter for that. And some people probably want that person. Like, however it resonates for you, it's like talking yourself out of things. So anyway, Six of Wands coming out of that battle and that mindset. And why is the Eight of Swords the energy of the week? Why is this the energy of the week? King of Cups. Needing to balance your feelings and emotions so that you can take action. Okay, this is again fear. What is creating this? So you've been through a defeat in the past, and I think that you're still a bit wounded by that. Five of Swords. Maybe you feel like you made an error in the past, or you got a little bit of like PTSD from making mistakes or choosing the wrong things or falling out and being in conflict with some things. Nine of Wands is that wounded warrior. Okay, so Eight of Swords is like a little bit worried about repeating that. Overcome your fears. Okay, and how do you do that? Stop thinking about the fear itself and think about ways that you can tackle it. Okay, King of Cups, balancing your feelings and emotions. It's like, feel the fear and do it anyway. King of Cups is extremely emotionally intelligent. So it's like, okay, this is happening for a reason. This fear is coming up because I'm not used to this. It's completely normal. It's my body's way of protecting me when there's a lion running in. But guess what? There's no lion. This is just something that is a bit outside my comfort zone. So I understand this feeling. I give it love. I give it space to speak. However, I'm going to pursue the things I want to pursue. Amen. That is a higher power. That's you connecting to a higher version of yourself. And why is the moon in Capricorn's energy in the near future? Why is this their energy in the near future? 2 of Wands. So that's telling me that the futures are still a bit unclear. This is a beautiful card. It's one of my favorites as well. Why is the moon here in Capricorn's energy? What is unclear? The King of Swords. Okay, well, that's about bringing clarity to a situation. But what is the moon? What are these feelings? Strength. It's like a lack of courage. Feeling of a lack of courage. You have courage. Okay. I think it's just that. 2 of Wands. Expanding your life. Thinking big for your life, right? Thinking about your future and where you want it to go. King of Swords. All about bringing clarity to a situation. Being disciplined. To be able to have that, right? Building a strategy. It's a good energy. The moon here is just a lot of overwhelm is what it feels like. But the strength card being there, have strength, be brave, be courageous, because whatever you're pursuing, it's going to be good for you. Let's see then what is going on in what happened in your recent past, just so I can see. Oh, King of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. Some of you already built the plan. Now I feel like maybe you're having to take action on it. King of Swords again is the energy that you're showing up in the near future. Why is this in a recent past? The Fool is a leap of faith. Is taking action. It jumped on top of that too. Starting a new journey. Being a little bit more frivolous and free-spirited. Maybe you've done something like this before, but you might have been in a better position, like emotionally, you're a bit more clear-headed. And then, yeah, maybe things didn't work out later down the line. I don't know, but in the beginning, 8 of Pentacles, working really hard, receiving rewards and results. You just feel a little bit out of it now. So I wonder if you took some time away from it, or lately you've been through a lot of stuff. And again, you've been through a bit of a situation that kind of knocked your confidence a bit. And now you're a little bit skeptical and scared. But Spirit's saying you've done this before. You've been able to do this before. You can do it again. Okay, whatever this is. All right. I'm going to look into your challenges for this week. What are the challenges, please, for Capricorn? Death card, major change, transformation, putting something to an end. What are these? Queen of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. It feels, so what I'm seeing here is like being in a stable position. I wonder if some of you feel like, I'm seeing a little bit like, not out of business, that's the word that's coming to mind, but out of practice. I feel a little bit, maybe you guys took some time off, or a really, really long vacation, or like a really long, like, I don't know, like, what do you call it? Where you take like a year off. Whatever it is, anyways. You just feel a little bit out of practice. Queen of Pentacles is good because it does represent stability, but the Hanged Man feels like the longer that you stayed there without moving, the less stability that you had. It's an interesting one that I'm seeing. So Death card here, your challenge is to make some change. Something needs to change. Something, you need movement, or you need something to, you need to come out that stagnant time. What's the other challenge? The Knight of Pentacles, growth and moving forward, right? It's a card of moving and progress. All right, let's look at it. Why is a Death card in a challenge position? I'm seeing like a PlayStation or like video games for some reason. So 4 of Cups and a 7 of Pentacles. So if something's not working out, it's time to change. This is again a comfort zone for me. It's like, why would I accept anything else when I'm happy with what I got? 3 of Cups though, again, that's the focus here. 7 of Pentacles, something's not growing. Something has not been growing with, and I don't think there's been a lot of investment. I think time and energy for sure, but something needs to change. Like we need to change the way that we're doing something to see growth. 4 of Cups again is like unwillingness to open up to that, but Death card is like going to happen anyway. Something needs to change for your highest good. So I feel like maybe seeing between the lines that this is the universe's way of saying, okay, it's time to take action, it's time to go, it's time to change something so that you can have the results that you've been working hard for. It's almost like seeing, so they're showing me like a treadmill, and like you've been going on this treadmill for ages, and someone's saying like there's a better way of doing it, like you can actually come off the treadmill, actually walk forward and make more progress in what you're doing. But because you've been doing something for so long, it's like, but I've just been walking 11 miles on this. Like, I'm not going to stop now. So you're just kind of like refusing change, even though that change is promising more results because of what you've already been doing. Like you got so used to or comfortable with something. That's what I'm seeing. Let me know if that makes sense to you. I love imagery in my head. Like I like when they show me things like that. So I remember like a quote that says like the most dangerous words to say is like, but this is how I've always done it, right? Because there's no growth here. All right, that's long story short. Like I could keep babbling on. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles is a challenge. 5 of Cups, okay, this is where there's some struggling of feelings being involved, focusing a bit more on the negatives. Because when you make a big change in your life, right, things don't work out straight away, you don't see results straight away, of course your brain can go into like meltdown mode. And again, your comfort zone is no longer if you decide to change, up to you. But 5 of Cups being there is that kind of 3 cups in our spilt. But Knight of Pentacles, but you're making progress, you're actually moving now. Why is the Knight of Pentacles in a challenge position? I feel like a little bit of like ripping off a band-aid. It's like it hurts, but you need to like let it breathe or something like that. You just gotta do that. I don't know why. Okay, why is the Knight of Pentacles here? The Death card. So yes, something needs to come to an end. So what is the Knight of Pentacles representing? The Queen of Pentacles. Love that. And the Knight of Pentacles again. All of this is towards your growth again. Whatever you feel like you've lost lately or you've come out of practice of, you're getting back there. But yeah, I think it's struggle for you because it's all about putting an end to something and coming outside a comfort zone and like getting back into discomfort again. That's what I'm seeing. It's like a journey. Just a little bit of upset going on there. It's like unwillingness. And this could be like, some of you I'm picking up on a bit of like a childlike energy. So this could be someone around you for sure. And it's like they're throwing a big old strop. Or maybe you are. And it's like, this is needed. Like you might be upset now, but later on you're going to be thankful that you did this because you're going to see how much different things are. So just remember that. Okay, what's the advice? 8 of Cups, leaving things behind that don't serve you and knowing when to do that, right? Sometimes the 8 of Cups is like we've spent so much time in a place that we knew we should have walked away from. It's like knowing when to say no and knowing when to walk away can be difficult, but that's your advice. Walk away from things that just don't serve you or not fulfilling you, okay? You don't have to settle for nothing. Okay. Advice for Capricorn. There we go. Letting go of this heavy burden and sometimes doing a little bit of the hard work, not overburdening yourself, be aware of that. But some of this work will actually lead towards this new beginning here. Okay, this fresh start. So it does feel like the work at first is difficult because it's like getting out of a routine you had, a comfort zone, feeling like, I don't know what it is, but I keep seeing that treadmill. It just feels like it's more work to move forward than it is to go on a treadmill. At least that's how I feel. That's what I'm seeing here. It's like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's like it's leading towards this Ace of Pentacles, okay? This new beginning, this actual result, right? You went from doing all that hard work for nothing. So this new opportunity is giving you all that hard work for something. So you've done it before, you can do it again. No offense, like it just feels a little bit like spirit sees you as a bit like their child. It's like, it's okay, come with me, hold my hand. And you're like, I want to stay at home. Okay, 8 of Cups. Why is this the advice? Temperance, right? Take your time with it. This is all about kind of like, the 8 of Cups is usually trying to find the lost 2 cups, right? Something that's fulfilling, that completes your dreams or happiness. So temperance is like taking a pit stop along the journey. I do see you about to go on a journey. Your advice is to be patient with it, right? Along the way, you're going to pick up different cups, whatever that means, new emotional experiences, balance them, okay? I wonder what that's about. Let me see a bit more. Hello, can I pick this up? Why is the 8 of Cups and temperance here? Okay, I see you definitely picking up 2 cups. You're going to meet some people along the way. Maybe that's why Spirit wants you to to get out there, because there are people and soulmates here that you're going to connect with, okay, for sure. Queen of Wands, being attractive, but also having confidence. And then the Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. Why is this the advice? 10 of Wands, so yes. Don't overburden yourself again, I will say that. But the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Wands is like when you let something go, something comes back in. And again, some of you will be getting like a job offer from someone, for sure. I'm seeing like a reward of something. Like I see the hard work that you're doing, let me help you. But the Ace of Wands and the King of Pentacles is really, again, getting into stability, right? An idea is going to come through, a new beginning is going to happen here when you let go of something that you've been holding on to, of the burdens, of the heaviness of something, accept a new beginning. This, for some of you, could be moving. It could just be, again, an idea, some inspo happens, and I do feel like it's going to lead you towards stability. We've already said that. Okay, thank you. Like, was that me or was that spirit? Like, we already said that. Anyway, what is the near future saying for Capricorn? Ace of Cups. A lot of emotional new beginnings, for sure. That's what spirit was showing me with the Temperance card. Something more fulfilling for you, okay? A lot more love, a lot more success for you, because koi fish and goldfish are all about abundance. So there's a lot of abundance ahead. And love, right? In your near future, there is love for some of you out there, or deepening of a connection. So let me see. Why is the Ace of Cups in the near future for Capricorn? Knight of Swords, remember, a white horse again, taking action. And the Eight of Wands, in the right direction. Determination and forward movement in the right direction. And action leads towards this. So it looks pretty powerful to me. So I'm going to wish you guys all the best. If it resonated with you, then let me know in the comments. And if you feel called to, make sure you guys like and subscribe. But aside from all that, I will see you guys next time.